Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our market leading stocks via our proprietary scans for Thursday, March 20th, 2014. We got our Fed decision this afternoon in the chairman's press conference, and it's been very volatile, but not particularly well received right now. Prices are mostly lower, and you're going to see evidence of that here in the scans. NASDAQ patch, we're definitely seeing a huge move in First Solar. It's 20% above the open, and it's 4.5% above the VWAP. Big day there. Probably not going to follow through tomorrow. Probably going to have a resting day. And in fact, it's posting an RPS sell signal. Adobe, pretty strong day for volume, but weak in price. 2.5% or thereabouts below the day's open. BlackBerry has a open-close deviation and an upside CPS. SanDisk doesn't have a signal associated with it, but it's having a pretty strong day on higher than usual volume. Financials, seeing a lot of RPS signals here. That's definitely the main theme. So we do have a downside bias. Additionally, got a volume bump in Wells Fargo to take a look at. And we've got a contra candle setting up in Goldman Sachs. So these don't look so good for tomorrow. As far as the energy names go, again, a little bit to the sell side here. Not particularly strong. PBR is real weak into the close here. Pulled way off the high and is looking like it's going to post an RPS signal even after having a very strong day with an upside open-close deviation. Moving on to the generals here. This one's a little bit more paired off than some of the other sectors. We do have a downside CPS in Best Buy. And we've got an upside CPS in Hewlett-Packard HPQ. That's having a very strong day. 3.5% above the day's open on good volume. UNH is having a strong day, but it's pulled substantially off the high, probably somewhat being colored by what the futures are doing with the Fed. So I think a lot of that has to do with why we're seeing so many RPS signals today. Moving on to the housing names, these are real weak. DHI has a contra candle that's 4% below the day's open. Hovnanian, real weak again today. That one has a contra candle to the downside, and Toll Brothers is real weak. FedEx has a volume bump and a downside RPS signal. And finally, moving on to the commodities, no flight to quality in gold. Gold's actually on the lows of the day here. It's down $30 right now. Got downside CPS and ABX, Silver Wheaton, and also Double G Gold Corp. Arch ACH has a downside contra candle, and Double G is probably going to wind up with getting close to a volume bump here as we head into the close. So a couple things to keep in mind. Don't forget to let things shake out just a little bit. Don't overweight today's price action just because it was a calendar event with the Fed meeting. It's very typical that the subsequent trading action the day after is more pure price action and can be pretty revealing. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.